Done?
Mhm.
Thank you. I just read it to Walking Stick and I can't find it. Okay, ready, babe? 3, 2, 1, go. Greetings, family. How you doing? It's good to be with you. Welcome to another one of your Frank 26 UV2Vs. It is the 11th of August, 2021, and it's good to be with you. Really good to be with you. My intentions tonight are to continue to talk about our investment, the Iraqi dinar, but we always put that little caveat, that little precursor to let it be known that everything we say tonight is just strictly in our opinion. It's just strictly in our opinion. I came on a little bit early because I'd like to leave earlier. Just need to rest. And what we're going to do now is talk about the notes from our friend Eddie. Sorry, trying to do too many things here at once. And our notes from Eddie, and then we're going to follow up with our notes from Walking Stick that I didn't get to finish with you on Monday. There's also some articles, so I decided to bring the extra iPad, and I'm going to hold them up and show them to you because I pray that you were with us on Monday. Monday, the articles that we went over, and the report that we gave you from Eddie is going to match the report from Walking Stick and I to you tonight. Although there is some more activities that have occurred just within the last 48 hours. So we'll try to sneak those in there as well too. If not, we'll save them for next Monday. Again, it's good to be with all of you. I welcome you in Agape Love. We are KTFalways.com. KTFalways.com. And if you're not a member of our forum, you should be. It would really behoove you because it would help you to study with us. Now, oh, thank you, Nana Carol. Hold on a second because I have to lower this. I don't think that accomplished my mission. Maybe that might have done it. Hold on a second. No, nope. Oh. Hang in there, family. I don't even want to take the time to explain to you what I'm trying to do because it would take forever. So, go. My phone. Thanks, Ben. On Monday, I read you a very long report from our Firefly. I went all the way back to Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then Monday itself. 7 days of notes. Now, granted, I didn't give them all to you. If you remember, I said, no, I don't want to read that to you. Let them tell you. They're starting to tell you more and more, especially about the budget. Have you been watching what they're saying about the budget? Do you understand that all they're talking to the citizens about is the 2022 budget? Oh, you saw that? Okay. Then all of a sudden today, what did they talk to them about? What did they talk to them about? Who? The only two we pay attention to, Kazemi and Mustafa, the governor of the CBI. But tell me, what did they tell them today? I mean, They keep talking about the 2022 budget. Like, parrots. You see the articles. You saw the report I gave you on Monday, what Eddie said, right? What did they show him today? Way to go, I obey. Way to go, Michael Thompson. Way to go, Mr. Don. Yeah, way to go, Lampley. Pamela. Today. Well, I mean, it wasn't today. Well, pardon me, it was actually yesterday. But what is it that they said to the citizens yesterday about the budget of 2021? All this time you've been talking about 2022? Uh-huh. What do I care for? I mean, I don't have a time tunnel. I don't go into the future and come back. What do I care about 2022? Tell me about 2021. We're already halfway done with the year. Show me the doggone budget. What's the matter with you? Today they say, well, guess what? What? The 2021, whoa, that was a surprise. You've been talking about 2022. What about 2021 budget? We told you we were amending some stuff. Oh, yeah. Says the Iraqi citizens. Oh, yeah. It was for us, wasn't it? Yeah. Can you give me an example, family? What were they amending? You got 10 seconds. Can you give me an example? Both inclusive. Way to go, John. Good notes. Yeah. Both, huh? Both of the budgets? Is that what you mean, John? Both inclusive? Oh, both budgets have something in common that is inclusive in the budget? What could it be that they would have in common, John? Oh, by the way, thank you for answering the question. That's right. An example was the HCL. We got to get the budget, correct. Why? Well, the oil and gas laws, we passed them. Well, good. Yeah, not only that, but we are our own oil national company now. You're going to get some more citizens. Yeah. Oh, well, good. So, well, we had to put all of that into the budget. Oh, is that why you're talking to me about the 2022 budget? Yeah. It's boring. I don't care about that. I care about right now, today, okay? I may not live tomorrow. So what about the 20... Wait a minute. Final article? Last post? The Parliamentary Committee. Jerks. To monitor the implementation of the government. Yeah, you're lucky you got that ability to do that because it's already been calculated and the law's already passed and the 2022 budget is, I mean, it's almost done. And the 2021 budget, it's already being activated. But the thing is, though, it was amended for you Iraqi citizens. And guess what? What? The 2021 budget? It's ready now. That's good. In my opinion, ladies and gentlemen, both the 2022 budget and the 2021 budget have the same exchange rate. So, let's now look at Eddie. What's happening, Eddie? It's a holy... Oh, yeah, no. Okay, so I read you Monday. I read you Monday, didn't I? You tell me here. This is what I said to him on Monday. He says to me, la 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 la, Kazemi and CBI, they're all talking, la la la. Okay, I told you everything they said. So let's start with Monday. Eddie and Neil, you guys, I want you to thank you for your reports from the past week, especially the ones from the CBI and the IMF. These notes are slowly coming out to you because the meeting with the IMF and the CBI is soon to be totally revealed to you. You see, Walking Stick and I were talking about your notes. And we feel that they have set the stage. Once they start talking to you about these meetings and about the 2021 budget, well, then look out. And the reason why is because they're packed with the right type of information for you. And these meetings were packed with the right type of people for your reforms. The reason that your bank friend was excited, Eddie, it's not because he knows the rate. It's not even because he knows the date. Eddie, your bank friend was excited 3 days ago because he was prepared to know that once Kazemi started to talk about the reforms and the HCL, and both budgets and the white papers. All banks had to start getting ready. All banks in Iraq had to, you see, because they're ready internationally. They're already ready with the money exchanges at the borders. Stupid. But now, let's get ready with the Iraqi citizens. Okay. And sure enough, your bank friend, somehow or another, in my opinion, he knew that as soon as Kazemi came out and started talking to you about these reforms and the white papers and the two budgets, well, they all contain the same thing. What do they have in a commonality? It's white papers, HCL, both budgets, 21 and 20. My salary. What do they have? What is the commonality between them? My dear friend, it's funny that they're treating today, which was Monday, that they're treating today, Monday, the way they are. They should have treated today as it is a holy day. Anyways, and Eddie says, yeah, but they had a lot to tell us, and then it goes on and on. I don't want to tell you. And then he says, I said, I'm excited to hear that your next report, because every day it's just getting closer and closer. Now that was towards the end of Monday. Okay, that was towards the end of Monday. Eddie says that it was that it had something to do with. Oh, I don't want to read that. And he says that they're also talking about the budget once again for the 2022, about the price of oil. That apparently it was set at 52, but because they have so many calculations, so many recalculate, they got rid of the 52 and they brought out the 55, and they appropriately balanced their books. And they're even talking about that the barrel is going to go up even more for next year's budget. To which I said, Eddie, they're talking to you about the 2022 budget? With the projected futures of your oil? How'd they do that? That was the RV. Okay. Then I say to him, 2021 is done. They are priming. Oh, look at that. I read this to you on Monday. And then you see the article that came out today. Now what? The 2021 budget is ready. And the 22 budget is being prepared for you. And they're all on a completely different dimension than you've ever seen, Iraqi citizens. I said to him, 2021 is done, Eddie. They are priming you for 2022 because they have to give you the new exchange rate. I showed it to you, so I gotta say it. You already know. In my opinion, they gotta give it to you, this information, before you read the last sentence. I don't want to say it. To which he said, amen. All right, so Tuesday, what happened Tuesday is that we didn't communicate by text. We couldn't. I don't trust the emergency broadcast system, my buttocks. Yeah, so I don't trust many things. I got nothing here to share with you about Tuesday. So instead, no, I'm serious. Look, here's Monday. And what's the next time frame that you see there? Is today. So let's start with today, because it was a very interesting day. Today, 7:37 in the morning. The television is showing meetings today, once again, between Kazemi and the CBI and this financial minister guy, Chalet. It's all in reference to the 2022 budget. They're saying that this is a strategic meeting and the importance of the 2022 budget to the completion of Iraqi reforms. Oh, sweet God. I didn't say it. Kazemi said it. Frank, today they're showing meetings between Kazemi and the CBI and this financial guy, Chalet, in reference to the 2022 budget, saying that this is a strategic meeting and the importance of the 2022 budget to the completion of the Iraqi reforms. What in the dickens does this 2022 have to do with the monetary and the economic reform that are all tied into the white papers of 2021? A lot. A lot. They have a commonality. Then he continues, so I just read that, and then he continues about 3 hours later, 10:56 in the morning. Nana Carol, you just posted the word completion. Oh, Nana Carol, if you truly knew the definition of what you just said. A lot of people called me today, or excuse me, not called me, but a lot of people asked me today, they said, now? Yeah. In fact, our UB2B is going to be called Now Means Now in Iraq. Now, huh? But now, that could mean like, a year from now in Iraq and the Middle East, Yes, it could. I mean, I'm not going to argue that. But let me ask you something. Yeah, what? When have you ever heard them say the word now? When have you ever had them use the word now? Especially with an announcement of the completion of the budget that is about 8 months late. Now? Now means now. Now means now. I want to tell you things, but I can't. And it doesn't get any simpler than now means now. The television is showing meetings between Kazemi, the CBI, and the I already read that to you. Now, today, 10:56 in the morning. Well, Frank, it turns out that once again, they're back on TV again. And Kazemi, this time, he brings the financial minister, Chalet, and now they're speaking after the first three guys that spoke to us earlier today. So Kazemi has brought out the finance minister, and he's standing in front of the television right now, and he's saying that it is crucial to have the 2022 budget issued, included, and resolved. Didn't he just say that about 3 hours ago, Eddie? Yeah. So he comes back out about three and a half hours later on the same channel, right? The news channel, and he's repeating himself basically. Kind of, Frank, but this time he brought other people with him. And he's saying that Kazemi, once again, he's saying that it's crucial to have the 2022 budget issues included and resolved to have the international compliance. To have the international compliance needed to promote Iraq's economy for the expected growth that is coming. Can I tell you something? In my opinion? I'm sorry, but I can't be specific. So you have to either trust me or you don't trust me. You're either on my side or you're not on my side. You either take my opinion to guide in prayer or you just make fun of me about it. But you know my worth. You know Walking Stick's worth. And you know that we go to God first before we do anything, right? Okay. Some of my friends okay. I don't know what that means, but okay. Anyways, some of my friends in Iraq that are contractors, they could be private contractors, they could be military contractors. You notice that I don't usually tell you about my teams. Just Walking Stick and I tell you everything we want to tell you about our teams. But ladies and gentlemen, a pattern has developed just last week. It might be almost 2 weeks old. But this is the pattern. My friends that have contracts, whether they be military or civilian contracts, they keep receiving information from the CBI concerning the start date. See, my friends put bids in. They had to put bids in. And the bids were accepted, signed, sealed, and delivered. And it takes a lot of strategy. It takes a lot of logistics. It takes a lot of money. It takes a lot of manpower, man and women power, to get these contracts ready to go, especially all the way over there on the other side of the world. The pattern is that the CBI is, for the last almost 2 weeks now, been delaying it. Now, what they do is they say to them, they say, no, we are extending the starting date. Change it now to this date. Okay. And the reason I share that with your family is because what's the name of our Ubitubi? Horses. Oh my. What's the name of our Ubitubi? That's right, Greta. That's right, Petra. Now means now. Now means now. The United States of America, excuse me, the United States Treasury, ladies and gentlemen, we did a long, masterful Monday conference call explaining this concept to you. The United States Treasury is desperately looking for something. I don't know what it is. I wish them well. Federal Reserves, good luck with Biden. But the U.S. Treasury is desperately looking for something, and so is the CBI. So when the CBI tells my friends, time out, it ain't no delay. To me, it's actually an advancement. Now hold your post. Now, right, soldiers? You know what I'm saying. You got your orders? What do your orders say? Uh-huh. Now you sit and you wait for the next orders. This communication is important to us anyways, because we know that they're not just dropping the ball, ignoring, those involved. They're updating them. And as much as the U.S. Treasury is desperately looking for something, because Biden is destroying it, the CBI is also desperately looking for something. The funds for the GOI. Not to launch the monetary reform, but to launch the economic reform. Okay? Allow me to prove this point to you, if you don't mind. Okay? I'm going to hurry up. I'll try to be out of here by 7:30, okay? 25 more minutes. Ring-a-ding-ding. Ring-a-ding-ding. Hello? What is? Hey, CBI. This is the IMF. What's up? You guys want a grant? No. We trust you. We know what you're about to do. Congratulations, you worked it all out. Okay, you're about to make this implementation. You're doing it in the budget. Okay, now you're going to implement it into your currency. Alrighty, but you guys, you sure? We'll make it a grant. You don't have to pay it back. How much? $1 billion? Okay, we can use it. Now you may say to yourself, why? Because my friends are being told, hold on. Let's just move it a couple of days. Hold on. What? Then another call. Hold on. Move it one more day now. What? In the meantime, the CBI is telling Kazemi, huh? Come on, man. What's up? Let's get this done, man. Huh? You need more money? We ain't got no money. We got no liquidity. We got nothing. I can get $1 billion. It's a grant. If you like. All right, I'll get it. Hold on. Okay, go ahead. Ta-da. And I told you it was only going to last them about a week. A week later, ring-a-ding-ding. Ring-a-ding-ding. Ring a ding ding. Answer the phone. Okay, hello, who it is? It's the IMF again. How you doing, CBI? I'm okay. What do you want? We heard. Well, it's no big deal. Everything's okay. We're almost done. Don't worry about it. In fact, by now, we will release the budgets. Alrighty. So why are you calling me, IMF? You guys don't have any money, man. You know very well. We calculated this back in December. You know very well. You've already won. You've gone past it. You got a little grant. We see what you're doing. Please don't turn this into a Kuwait conference again. No. Promise. You guys need more money, don't you? Yeah. Until you lift the value, huh? Yeah. You can't touch your assets. You can't touch your gold. You can't touch a... We tied that all up, didn't we, huh? Yeah. How about a $4 billion loan this time? And Iraq is probably going to take it because they know they can pay it back in about a week after they raise the value of the currency. And so does the IMF. And so does the IMF. But for them to say now with these budgets that, in my opinion, is the reciprocal or the mirror image of the 22 budget that has the same exchange rate, for them to say that, I just have never seen it before. Now, you have to understand what I tried to introduce to you last Monday, or Walking Stick and I, what we tried to introduce to you. By the way, before we leave this this now thing, this article, it's in the final article thread. You really want to see it. Let me see if I can pop it up here. Nope, it's not here. Okay. Well, hold on a second. Let's see here. Oh, by Georgia. Yep, it is. Thank you, sweetheart, Jan. Mm-hmm. You want to go to our final... You do belong to ktfalways.com, right? Of course you do. And please go to final article number 1182. Now, we highlighted it for you, but more important is the comments from our analyzers, Petra and Eminem. Now watch. Oh, excuse me. Where's Petra? Ask Claire where Petra and Eminem is up there. Okay. Thank you. Oh, never mind, Jen. Okay. Petra and Eminem are right here in green. These gentlemen are very astute. I think you want to read what they have to say. Okay? So that's the subject of the articles, and in my opinion, why they say now we got the 2022 when this is 2021. Because they have a commonality. And there's a reason why we're not seeing what we're wanting to see right now. Because of the amendments that have now been completed, because of the budget law that is now being completed, because of the oil and gas law that has now been completed, because of, well, many things that you're about to see. Now, this next article, final article number 1183, it says, will the local markets anxiety end? Now, you know what they're talking about, right? You know, those money exchanges at the borders. They raised the value. They were stealing money from the Iraqi citizens. Okay. So the question is, will the local market anxiety, you know, what they were doing, jerks, end? There's only one way that it can end. lift the value of your currency. Ready? So what does it say? Will the local market's anxiety end with the dollar price in the 22 budget? What? What? Is it me or is it... Did you not see this? Internet, other gurus. And by the way, God bless all you other gurus. God bless you all. I pray for you. Did you not see this? Let me try it one more time. Here, let me hold it up to you. What does that say? Somebody read it out loud. Here, let's put it. Will the local market anxiety end with the dollar price in the 2022 budget? Some so-called official was asking about. Um, let me rephrase that to see if maybe I can get my point across better. You ready? Okay. Will the jerks stop messing with the exchange rate? Will that be put to an end the moment that our 2022 budget is at 1-to-1 with the American dollar? Um, Powerful article. Powerful article. Oh dear me. Hold on a second. Somebody go down. Come on, get down. So, yeah. Am I reading it wrong? So I called up Walking Stick. Ring a ding ding. Ring a ding. What? Oh, okay. Sir, I want to read you something. And he says, "Where the blankety blank did you get that?" I said, "Well, it's not only Kazemi. And what's really weird, I told him, I said, not only is it from Kazemi, it says Kazemi himself, right? But it's got a picture of the governor of the CBI." He cracked up. Yeah, interesting, isn't it? Now, now, we want you, Walking Stick and I, we really want to hit hard that the Iraqi dinar right now is pegged to the American dollar to add value, security, and stability, so that they can pay their bills. But the rate is so low that their currency cannot even consider being on par with the American dollar. They may be pegged to it, but they're not on par with it, right? So far, so good. Okay. The Iraqi internally. Now, I went through this on Monday. I got 15 minutes. Hang in there. Hang in there. I got 15 minutes. I went over this on Monday. I asked you to take notes. So I'm going to try it again. The Iraqi dinar internally, domestically, a dinar is a dinar inside of the country of Iraq. So their goal is to be on par with the American dollar, which would give them the value of an American dollar for one Iraqi dinar. With me so far? Good. Now, I want you to take note. When the dinar depegs and leaves its border and it goes outside, they raise the value of their currency at 1-to-1 with the American dollar. But once it goes outside, the dinar climbs in value, either domestically or internationally. It's the same value, family. There are not two exchange rates. Now, you may say, what's the importance of this, Frank? Gosh, if you don't know the answer to that, you're going to get blown out of the water. You think knowing when to hold them and when to fold them is a nice little saying? You better understand what I'm about to tell you. You're going to really lose a lot, let alone with what our government is going to take you up to. Do you realize they want to take 50% of your money? Wow, 50% of your money. Business people will not survive. Our country will implode. Everybody will become dependent on the government. Oh, socialism. No, communism. Communism. We didn't even touch socialism. I wouldn't mind socialism. I miss the Democrats. We've been infected by the big C. Communists. It will kill you. Oh, guaranteed. It will kill you. That's its purpose. It has no other purpose. So now, did you hear what I said? Let me ask you, because I asked you on Monday. If the Iraqi dinar leaves its country, unpegs, and starts to free float, that's what they're telling you, right? We got a bunch of articles that's what they're going to do. And all of a sudden, let's say that it climbs to a value of 2 to 1. Every Iraqi dinar, internationally, outside of the border of Iraq, every Iraqi dinar is now worth $2. It took some time, but it got there. What is the value of the Iraqi dinar inside of Iraq? Now, you already know the answer to this. So, what is the value of the if it climbs at 2 to 1 outside internationally after it depegs from the American dollar? What is the value of the Iraqi dinar inside of Iraq? Oh, it's my students. Okay, there's only one person that got it wrong. Well, now it's a couple of people. It's not 1 to 1, family. There was just a handful of you that said 1 to 1. No, you see, and that's the problem. Outside of the country, I just told you that it climbed internationally, okay? And now it's valued at 1 dinar is $2. That's a 2 to 1 a 2 to 1 rate, right? Well, how can you have a 1 to 1 rate inside the country and a 2 to 1 rate outside the country? You can't. There aren't two exchange rates for the Iraqi dinar. So you may say to yourself, well, again, what does that have to do with me? When it comes time for you to exchange, and you better know what's going on with the rate. So when the exchange rate increases, it increases across the board. A dinar is a dinar. But ladies and gentlemen, the key, the goal that has been accomplished when they get to that point, which is, in my opinion, extremely close, it's that it gives Iraqi citizens more purchasing power, let alone through the HCL, but through their currency. And that is one of the main priorities of the monetary reform, and you're witnessing it. That's what's so exciting about this. It's also calculated for the HCL and salaries and purchasing power and economic reform, economic reform. All of it is calculated for Iraq. Not just for one thing, but for many things that have been well calculated. I told you, that's what's called the RV, the revaluation. And that's why they can do all of this mathematics very easily right now. It was for many well-calculated goals. One example, of course, purchasing power. Another example is the jobs. Another example is for security and stability of the citizens themselves. Another one is the announcement, bringing forth of Article 8 itself. Another one is simply to respect and trust the CBI and the GOI. Now, and the citizens will finally have faith in their currency, in the CBI, in the GOI. Let me give you an example. Kuwait. Yeah, Kuwait. Their currency. What's Kuwait's currency valued at right now? Do you know? Can you tell me? Why wouldn't it have the same value like Kuwait? I'm confused. Oh, bless your heart. You're really... Why would it have Kuwait's value? We're talking about Iraq's value. Oh, very good, you guys. Yeah, it's around 320 something. As an example, Kuwait's currency is valued at around, let's say, 322. And that's because the Kuwait dinar currency is trusted internationally. A higher exchange rate is the reward for a currency that obeys the international banking laws. And today, oh my gosh, as of now, they've obeyed everything. We are so close. In fact, in my opinion, towards the end of this month, things are going to get pretty hot. Pretty hot. The exchange rate, and now we're going into another topic now, number 3. It's interesting because the Iraqi citizens, they don't even know what the word program rate is. Did you hear that? They don't know. If you say to them, uh, you have a program rate for your exchange rate, for your currency, they'll look at you and they go, huh? What's a program rate? I'm serious. Iraqi citizens only know it to be called the exchange rate for Iraq. Um, when they say 1460, these beautiful, most of these beautiful innocent people, they don't know that's a program rate. There's a lot of illiteracy out there. And that's why I read to you on Monday that there were some parliamentary jerks that were calling in to Kazemi and asking him, we want the old rate back, the old rate, what was it, 1190, I think it was. No, Iraqi citizens, you don't want the 1190 back. You know why there is some citizens that believe that. They don't even know they're a sanctioned program rate. In fact, Walking Stick was telling me, Frank, most everybody that is in Iraq right now, they were not around when Iraq had a different currency, than the Saddam Swiss note. They have no idea of their true exchange rate. So when you see some of them, most of them are parliamentary jerks. But when you see some of these people asking the question or telling Kazemi, we want the old rate back, we've lost money since you changed it to 1460, they don't know. They don't have any idea. And then we, in the United States, that know about this, we take it even to a state of confusion. We think, there's two exchange rates. No, there isn't. You ever get a phone call? Hey, my name is so-and-so. What do you want? I want you to send me your dinars. What are you, crazy? Why? I can give you up to $15 per every dinar. You can? And the person on the other end of the phone, oh my goodness, he must be a professor of psychology. He knows that human beings are greedy by nature. I am. You gonna give me $15 for every dinar? Sold. Where do I send my dinars? And how many times did I tell you, don't ever lose sight of your dinars? And I kept telling you that because I knew that these people were calling you. They just take your dinars and they put it in a Middle Eastern bank and they draw a lot of interest off of your dinars. It takes a lot of worthless dinars to make some large interest. Yeah. There's no way that there are two rates, family. $15 per dinar. How wide is your greed to believe something like that? Yeah, so here in the United States, we run into problems, whether it be our own greed or other people's greeds. And the citizens of Iraq, the majority of them, bless their hearts, they don't even know what purchasing power is really like. We think of two rates in the United States, but the Iraqi citizens, they only see one official rate, and it has nothing to do with a program rate. Because that's not the goal. Do you see the CBI talking to the citizens of Iraq about the sanction program rate? Never. Because it's not the goal of the CBI, to remove a sanction rate. The goal of a sanction rate is from the IMF and the United Nations and the World Bank, etc., etc. But ladies and gentlemen, you've seen every article that tells you from all of these entities that they are working very well with Iraq. Somehow or another, a goal now has been reached. Walking Stick told me, Frank, our firm, my friend's firm there, uh, we got 630 something employees. Not a single one of those employees could tell you what a program rate is. I found that interesting. Anyway, so let's speeding this up now. I'm sorry. Oh my word, it's already 7:30. I'll try my best to hurry up. So the budget. Let's go back to the beginning. I didn't mean to get into these tangents. The budget. Oh, gotta take my pill. The budget of 2022. The old budgets have always been top heavy. Most of the GOI budget family goes to the employee salary. You with me? Most of the budget 2021, 2022 goes to the employee salary. The both of these budgets are so top heavy. Cálmate. All right, Nicola. Me voy a calmar por ti, okay? The both of these budgets need a new exchange rate. There's not only for the economic reform and all the promises, but just taking them as they are. If you had to lift the 2021 budget or the 22 budget with your hand, it would probably be like King Arthur's Xavier. You just can't get that sword out of the stone. You just, my gosh, it takes so much just to deal with their budgets because right at the top, right at the start, they are so operationally heavy. It's been that way for decades, and that's what Saddam pretty well did. You may say, why? Because he kept the money within his family. I don't understand. Well, you see, all these budgets, forever and ever, they were always operational. In other words, the budgets were at a program rate to pay, to buy, to sell, to pay employees. The budgets that have been there for decades, not a single one of these budgets has ever been there to build infrastructure. Not a single one. Every budget for, I don't know, 40, 50, 60 years has been to fill the pockets of Iran and terrorists in the Middle East. Because Iraq was dominated by the terrorists of Iran. Until their coward crawled into the spider hole and our soldiers found him. Hoorah. The budget of 2021, yeah, it's top heavy. But the budget of 2022, let me see, what did they say? Everything in it is like something you've never seen before. Everything in it is all based off of a new what? Dimension. Family, do you know that we live in a third dimension? Now, what they mean by that is that you can look up. Whoa. Okay. You can look down. Whoa. Okay. And you can look to the sides. Whoa. But the 2021 budget and the 2022 budget, in fact, all the budgets from this point onward, it has a fourth dimension. And the problem is that you actually live in all of these dimensions, but you only recognize the three dimensions that you physically understand. There are many dimensions around you. In my Father's house, there are many mansions. If it wasn't so, I wouldn't tell you. The budget itself, they said, Kazemi, has a completely different dimension. It's a new mechanism that we've used, and it is so top heavy. And all the projects that we have for our economic reform, it just made it twice as heavy. Now, family, why is it so top heavy? Why is it that the majority of the budgets are filled with operational costs for government employees? Because Saddam Hussein would hire his cousin, his second cousin, his third cousin, his fourth cousin. He would hire anybody that he had under his control and hire them as an employee of the government. What do? I wash windows. Really? At the street corners of the cars? Nope, I wash one window over there. That's Kazemi's mansion. Or excuse me, that's Saddam Hussein's mansion. Yep, I got a job. Yep. I wash one window there. How much does he pay you? A lot. How much does he pay you? 1 million. 1 million dinars? $1 million. What? Do you get to keep it? No, I got to give it to him. Oh. But I guess if you really liked it, you could keep a few pennies. The whole budget structure has been so top heavy for operational costs just to pay the salaries of people that don't even have a job in Iraq. And trust me, that kind of nonsense is coming to an end. And it's already come to an end. The way they did it, you see, a budget, all budgets for our country, are to build or rebuild the infrastructure, to build their economic reform, or to fuel the SME. The SME of every country is vital, and they work with the budget of every year with their government. SME stands for small medium enterprise. Small medium enterprise. Here in the United States of America, the small businessman is the BBB. We're being destroyed. If you have an overhead, if you have a business, and you got rent, employees, unemployment, salary, you know the overhead. Okay, good God Almighty, it's insane. And now they want to take 50% of your money. There's no way you can run a business. Yeah. So Biden's doing a good job of turning us into a communist country. And unfortunately, Iraq was destroying itself all these decades. But it was important for Saddam Hussein to find ways to steal the money from the Iraqi citizens. There were many ways. The number one way was the auctions in the CBI with Iran. And the other way was that he would just come into your house and he would shoot you in front of your children so that your children would never rebel against him. And then he would steal everything. I give you a job, you give me the money. Yeah, anyone needing a job, that's how they did it. They simply created the position to pay that person to pay the terrorists who were in charge of that country. The budgets of Iraq were for fake employments. This, also along with the misuse of the CBI auctions, stole Iraq's wealth. It has taken them time to be primed, to be in the position that they're in right now. 17 years. But now is now. Now is now. We have our dear brother Petra and Eminem, and another gentleman that they communicate with by the name of Pete. I believe Pete is from England. Hi, Pete. I like your questions. I like your study. Eminem and Petra, tell me about it. I'd like to read something to you, family, that comes from Petra. Well, I don't know the interpretation of Iraq's now comment, What does it mean? Well, I mean, in my opinion, I think that the Prime Minister, Kazemi, he simply told the cabinet to implement the executive mechanisms. And as he stated a week ago or so, quote, start! And today he says now. So let's put them together. Start now! Ah, you're clever, Petra. Okay. So it's clear to me, says Petra, that they have their marching orders, but I cannot interpret their timing or their meaning of the word now, but it does show progress. Yes, it does. Yes, it does, Petra. Tremendous progress compared to 17 years ago. Now is now in Iraq. And I compared it to the now is now for the United States Treasury. Our deficit is so dangerous, and what Biden is doing, I don't think we'll make it to next year. I pray to God that Iraq, please, please, Iraq, the United States Treasury is desperately looking for something. Anyways, I was looking for Pete's comment. I know I have it here, but man, if I got lost in all. I appreciate all your texts too, by the way, but it just got overwhelming, your texts. Overwhelming. Somewhere between 300 and 400. I thank you for your well wishes, but I cannot respond to all of you, so don't be offended. Anyways, I'd like to read to you what Pompey Pete wrote, because I like it. Watch this. Well, we were told the date is fixed in titanium. Yeah. Atomic number, maybe 22, 23 of August. This is his opinion, by the way. My opinion, I am a patriot. Let me do it one more time. We are told, says Pete from London, we are told that the date is fixed in titanium, atomic number 22, 23rd of August. They have told us that their world liquidity gets the SDR of 650 billion boost. Well, in our opinion, prior to that, I don't know about any dates. I am a patriot. Yeah, so it turns out that it starts to tip. Maybe it starts to tide rising, as our friend Petra was trying to tell us, that to drive up the value investments, to kickstart the economy, or excuse, to kickstart the world economy, maximizing the 23rd boost to all. Now, you do know what he's talking about the 23rd, right? SDR? Okay. But in my opinion, it's actually already started, Pete. Yeah, okay. So Petra was telling us about investments to kickstart the world economy, maximizing the 23rd boost to all. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's not December because historically changes then were Iraq centric. Iraq centric. That's an interesting word. This is global. Yes. And as sure as heck ain't no global currency reset. When anybody tells you that, run away from them as fast as you can. If anybody says to you, yeah, the RI is happening, run away from them as fast as you can. Anyway, so it's a good one. But, you just got to come in and read it yourself. The budgets were fake for many years, but now, no, now, no. And they're well scrutinized, well policed, well balanced. Oh man, well calculated. Yeah, they used to be fake. That alone, with the misuse of the CBI's auctions, money, the wealth of Iraq was just raped. And 17 years later, it's impressive. Let me give you another example. In the 2020 budget, the monthly salary of the government employees that I told you about, that's top heavy for the budgets. And by the way, that's going to shrimp. You know how much it is? Guess. How much do you think that the 21 and the 22 budget has in it to pay these ridiculously inflated, artificial, not even living people that are getting a salary right now. And most of them are the parliamentary jerks. How much do you think? 150 billion? No, that's no. So then let me just. It looks like just me and you, Michael, that are doing it. It's 5.5 billion per month. Family, that's how much that the budgets need just to get started. Iraq, you want a loan? Sure, we can pay it back. We'll give you the loan, but we really would prefer you to stop. Stop wasting time. And and where that time is wasted, family, it's in Parliament. That's the only place. You had some Parliament jerk. I think it was yesterday. Yeah, Kazemi was sitting down and they were ready to talk. Here we go. We're going to discuss some things. And he didn't like what they were saying about the 2022 budget. So he took a bunch of his people and they left. They left Parliament. They walked out. Thank God. It's interesting, isn't it? Yeah, the operational cost of any budget, and especially the one that I just described to you, any operational cost of a budget that eats up their budget is useless. It's stupid. Therefore, Kuwait tells the citizens of Kuwait that the future budgets will be a new dimension. What? I said Kuwait. Please forgive me. When I make a mistake, I try to fix it right away. Allow me, please, to start all over again. The operational cost of a budget, if it turns out that it's mainly to pay employees, well, that's going to eat up the budget of any country. Therefore, Kazemi tells the citizens of Iraq that every future budget from this point onward will be of a new dimension, a better mechanism to serve and protect the citizens of Iraq. These are not my words. These are not my words. Alrighty, I think we better start finishing this up. So the $4 billion that the GOI is asking for from the IMF, it's to overlap the start that has little delays. The start, but they're not really delays. They're actually movements. Remember I told you this earlier? I said I don't like that word, even though that's the way that was reported to me. They're movements. I know it's kind of like 2 steps forward and 1 backwards, but they're movements in the right direction. Isn't that right, Petra? Because that's what Petra told you. The $4 billion that the GOI is asking the IMF, ladies and gentlemen, is to overlap the start of the 2022 budget because of the overhead of the 22 budget with its salaries. Basically, your civil service jobs, your wasted budget money. But all those things are changing. Walking Stick and I we waited to give you this report today because we knew that they were going to talk to you about the 2022 budget and tell you that the 2021 was ready now. We didn't know the word was now. By the way, man, I don't have the time to show you. And it may take forever for me to find it. Ah, oh, dear me. Where would it be? Oh, yeah. I'm going to just take a gamble and see if I can find something that is... You all missed it. It's in the articles. And our teams, we talked about it and we said, oh my gosh, look what they're saying. Just like that one article that I say to you, 1-to-1? They just told you what they're. Well, read it. Will the misery end when we are equal to the American dollar? Yeah, I think so. Oh, gee whiz, today. Oh. Oh. It's going to take me forever. I'm sorry. It's so much. There's so much. It's like Noah's flood. There's so much information. Anyways, all of this is that we just told you is because the GOI, the CBI was not disciplined enough to protect the government and its currency. As Iran just took advantage and consumed everything, so the 4 billion is a good complement to the new exchange rate that they are about to release, in my opinion. I'm excited about this month. I wouldn't have told you that. I don't usually tell you that. Because usually April and September, historically, have been very, very explosive. So today, Kazemi says to the Iraqi citizens about the budgets that contains the rate, the white papers, the HCL, the salaries. He tells them now. And I tell you that, in my opinion, that maybe towards the end of this month, maybe towards the last week of this August, uh, it's going to get hot. It's going to be hot. And the last thing that I told you is that next month, we all are patriots. All American citizens are patriots. You know when. Thank you kindly for being with us tonight. Everything is just all in my opinion. Let's see what happens. It's exciting, I will admit. I like what I'm seeing. I really do. You with me? I hope so. We got rid of the beast from the east, didn't we, Kazemi? Iran. And you don't have to worry about our beast from this east. I wanted to stay with you. I want to talk more. I know you suffer. And by the way, thank you for your prayers. Cleveland Clinic still hasn't called me, but when they do, we'll talk to them. And I pray that whatever God wants of me, that's His will. Yeah, I'm going through adversity. You are too. Yesterday, oh my word, 80, 90 phone calls. I was so exhausted. Because every one of those phone calls, I have to repeat everything I said from the phone call before. If not, you get offended. You think I don't like you. Adversity. It can make you stronger or it can kill you. If it does kill you, walk it off. Get back up. And I'll tell you something. Whatever your adversity is, whatever you're going through, good times, bad times, always give honor and glory to our Heavenly Father. Always. Don't ever, ever turn your back to Him. Don't get mad. Don't say, no, He's not there. He's not answering. Trust me, you have no idea. The complexities of our Father, our Heavenly Father, are so holy, you just cannot imagine. I told you these 16 months, I wouldn't trade them for anything. I've gotten closer to God. I feel so much better. And God told me, Frank, answer the door immediately when adversity comes knocking on your door. You know how? By talking to God. Fall on your knees and talk to God. Go in a corner somewhere private in a dark room. Talk to God. When adversity knocks on your door, answer it immediately. Okay? Good. Because the reason why I answer it immediately is because I don't stand by in the presence of evil. One day when we are in front of God, I don't want him to say to me, why didn't you help that person? Why didn't you point at evil when it was hurting that person? Because I didn't want to. Well, then the sins that that person committed on my child fall upon you, Frank, as well. But I didn't do it. You did nothing. Yes, sir. Onward, Christian soldier, put on the full suit of armor. Pray. Talk to him. Think about him constantly. Our conscience is the copyright of God's creation. I'm trying to find a way to stay with you a little longer. I want to tell you something, but I just can't. So, fight temptation. Thank God for everything. Fight temptation. Interesting. You know something? It's not a sin to be tempted. It's not a sin to be tempted. Satan will tempt you in the most unusual places. You can be sitting there in church and some lady walks in with some tight pants or something, you know, like, oh, excuse me, Pastor, what were you saying? It's not a sin to be tempted. It is a sin to follow through with that temptation. Okay? I love you. Y'all take care of each other. God bless you. I hope that Cleveland gets with me, and if they do, inside of our forum, I'll let you know. And I'll tell you one more thing, because there's only 1.2 with us tonight. There's only 1.2 with us tonight. I know who the other ones are that are not here. This is what I wish to tell you. As soon as I talk to Cleveland, it'll probably be within a week or two, I'm making a change. I'm making a change. It is highly possible that our Monday night UB2Bs will no longer be on the internet like this. Instead, I will have my wife type up our whole Monday report from Walking Stick and our teams, and I'm going to put it inside of Premium in my form. You may say, that's not fair. I cannot afford $10 a month. If you can't afford 33 cents a day, let me know. I mean it with all my heart and soul and spirit. We give away a lot, don't we, Tink?
Yep. Free 30 days.
Free 30 days. If you can't afford $10 for 30 days, call me. I'll give it to you free. You'll see what it's all about. You'll enjoy it. Our KTFA Premium, we're one big family in there. There's a lot of us in there. We're one big family. Pray for each other. Pray for our Pastor Kendall, our staff, Pastor Amos, Pastor Yashu, Pastor Hawaii Eddie. Pray for each other. Lift each other. Visit each other. Okay? I leave you in peace. We'll see if I see you again this week. It's only if something happens. And if not, I'll try to be with you next Monday. And I don't know how many more Mondays we've got left. I don't. So what I'm going to do probably next week is I'm going to do a UB2B to show you how you can be a member of KTFA. It's free. If you want to be a member of Premium, we'll show you how. You can't afford it, I'll give it to you free for a month. But I'm going to have to fall back. I have to, family. If they hit me with chemotherapy, I'll lose all my hair. That's okay. I'll lose all my hair. I'll lose a lot of weight. And I'll be very tired. But I'll never lose the love of my Heavenly Father, of Jesus, of the Holy Spirit, of my angel, and most of all, of my wife and our family. And you, KTFA, are part of our family as well, too. Okay, I gotta go. They're calling me. Y'all take care. Bye-bye. Aloha.